everyone.
Hello,
We are back.
We're back. I'm Cecil.
I'm Natalie.
And this is the Unspoken.
The Unspoken, y'all.
Where we look at some of our favorite shows and analyze the unspoken messages that are being communicated, even though they're not being verbally spoken.
But they are loud.
They are loud.
They are loud.
They are clear to us, especially because we're clinicians and this is what we do.
Yes.
But yeah, so we're going to be doing that, and we're glad that you are along for the ride, and we hope you enjoy yourself. So click like, subscribe,
yes. And thanks for the comments. Yes.
Thank you so much for the comments. Share.
Please share.
Share with people that you feel like this would be helpful, beneficial, entertaining. And we're glad you're here.
Yeah, so we're just two clinicians giving our take. This is not therapy, but we are having a therapeutic
kind of chat
Yes,
discussion.
I like that. That.
And giving you some relationship communication tools that will be helpful on your journey to finding the love for you,
right,
and the relationship that works for you. And so we're gonna get into it.
Okay, so Cecil, I don't know if you heard, I'm sure you have, but the Wendy Williams, Tabitha Brown saga.
Listen. This is how you gather someone all the way together with grace and poise.
And a smile.
And love and prayer all at the same time.
And it's another way for you not to take on somebody else's stuff.
Yes, like I don't have to match your energy. If you are prescribing or predicting something bad on me or something negative, I don't have to meet you with that energy. Right. Because
let's go and tell the peoples who did not see what had happened.
Let's take a look at that. Let's take a quick look.
Hello there. Y'all all right? Very good, honey. I was up doing a little work here. That's why I got my pajamas on in my office. And then my phone started going off, like praising people. It was like, girl, you're Wendy Williams. First of all, Wendy Williams, honey, God bless you. God bless you. Okay. And so people sent me a little clip, and I said, oh my God, the pain this woman must be in. Wendy, the pain you must be in to feel this way, and I'm so sorry. But listen, let me tell you this. 23 years I've been with my husband. Yes. Broke for a very long time together. Struggled for a very long time together. Succeeded for the last couple of years together, right? My husband took a job in agreement with me. He took a job 15 years ago to help support my dream. And I know you may not know what that looks like in a genuine place, right? But this was an agreement that my husband and I had. And I told him 15 years ago, oh, babe, in 5 years, I'll be able to take you out of there so then you can pursue one of your dreams that you love. Right now, I was his dog in the fight, okay? And he believed in me. And we did it together for the last 15 years. I did every year with him at LAPD, and he did every year with me with rejection and no's in this entertainment industry, right? However, God has blessed me. He has allowed me to manifest. I've been praying on this for a very long time, and it has now come to pass. That is the power of God. It's also the power of allowing God to be first in your marriage, okay? And that is how it remains successful. We keep him first. He is first in our marriage. Not money, not business, not success, but God. He's first, okay? So this is my prayer for you. I pray that love finds you, true love. I pray it finds you and it holds you tight. I pray that someone will love you enough to see you when you are not well, to see you when you need true support, to see you when you need compassion, to see you when you need kindness. I pray that somebody loves you enough to sacrifice their life for you. I pray that type of love finds you so that you can understand why. I don't want my husband to put his life on the line anymore wearing a bulletproof vest if he don't have to. And if that's not his desire, I love him enough that I want him to be safe, and I want him to coach children the way he wants to. My husband has a nonprofit, right? And he wants to be able to build that even more so. And what I do know is a 9-to-5 or a steady job takes away time for creativity, takes away time that you want to pour into your real, true purpose. And if God blesses someone to be able to pull out of that 9-to-5 and pour everything into their purpose, their passion, ooh, my goodness, why would we dishonor God if he blesses us with the ability and the way to be able to do so? Ooh, honey, I'm excited about that. Ooh, I pray that somebody finds you, love finds you, that excites you the way I am excited about my husband being able to grow his business, being able to pour into children, continue to coach these kids, do other things he's dreamt about. Ooh, honey, I pray this type of excitement and love finds you and anybody else who seems to not understand this. I pray that type of love finds you, sacrifice, compassion, like I really do. I really, really do. Okay? With that being said, I thank all of y'all for messaging me and telling me about it. And I want you, whoever is watching, who understands the type of love, let us all pray for people like Miss Wendy, and others who have either been so hurt or never found a genuine love that fills their heart with so much compassion and joy. Let us all pray that they find that and that it finds them. Yes, very good. Now, I want y'all to go on about your business, okay? And have the most amazing day. But even if you can't have a good one, don't y'all dare go messing up nobody else's here. God bless you. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.
All right, so y'all know that Wendy has her show.
Yes.
And it is a gossip show. Let's just put it out there. It's like a gossip
pretty much. She
tabloid.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
And so one thing that stuck out for me when I saw it was Wendy started out saying, I don't know Tabitha Brown.
Listen, if you don't know somebody, shh, be quiet. Be quiet. So you're saying from the beginning, I don't know her.
I don't know her.
I don't know her.
From
that
should have been
paint. That should have just been the end of it.
Done. Next segment.
Right. Because if I follow Tab. I follow Tab.
Yeah, me too.
Love their story.
Love their story, yeah. Love their family.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah.
Right,
Basically.
right. Basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's always so gracious, so loving. Mm-hmm. Definitely, you know, God is first in her life.
Absolutely.
And she said that, you know, she's like, we put God first and foremost.
Right.
This is a God thing.
So Wendy was coming after her. Like, I guess in Wendy's perspective, she was trying to give her some guidance.
I guess, and, you know, it basically seemed, like Tab said, that she's coming from still a place of hurt and brokenness. Yes,
absolutely.
Because our situation isn't everybody's situation.
And this is a prime example of just because it looks similar and familiar doesn't mean that it is what it is.
Right. I think she went wrong when she said, I predict.
That's it. Like she's God or something.
No,
I don't know. Wendy, stop. Let it be known that you should have said, even if she said, I'm only basing this off of my experience.
Right.
I'm only basing this off of this one video.
Right.
Even though Wendy should have not even gone there, but at least she would have put some parameters.
And some context to it to say, I know that this happened in my experience.
And I don't want it to happen to somebody else.
Right. I don't want it to happen to somebody else.
Right.
From my experience, men need to be productive. Men need to have something to do. They don't want to feel emasculated.
Right.
Okay, we get that. We get that.
But that's not what had happened.
But don't say, I predict. No, you don't
predict
get to
death
do
of
that.
her relationship is what she predicted.
We're not doing that. Don't speak death over somebody else's relationship.
And when you admit that you don't know.
Yeah, that's
that
where
person.
you should just be silent.
So what I love
Be silent.
is
Be
that
silent.
one, Miss Tabitha Brown had her peoples contacting her, saying, "Look, you."
Oh, she has
somebody coming for you.
She has a huge following.
She has a huge following,
and
she got a good circle. Yeah,
she has a good circle of positive people around her. Mm-hmm. She's positive.
Very.
She exudes positive energy, and that's what she gets back in return.
She's a very encouraging.
And so you're going to have some people who are covering you, looking out for you,
right?
Encouraging you. So, yeah, that's our take on the whole Wendy Williams,
right.
Kind of, I
so
guess.
So Tabitha just kind of sealed it up really nicely in a bow and sent her on her way and went on about her business.
Prayed for her the whole time.
Which
I prayed
like,
that you find.
because it could have been catty.
It could have been catty, but she handled it very well. So we encourage you, if you have to gather someone, do it like Tabitha Brown.
Read her like
with
Tabitha.
Grace and poise and love.
Yes.
Because what can you say after that?
Nothing. You just have to go on and figure out why you are coming from that place.
Get somewhere and get still and quiet and say, let me think about this.
Yeah.
Let me think about what Tab has said to me.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on to Ready to Love.
Okay.
The reunion.
The reunion was kind of juicy.
Listen, wasn't it?
Where should we start? Should we start with Ron or should we start with Khalil and Ida?
Khalil and Ida. So Ida said, "Wait, what? Are we doing this today? are we putting our business
because
out
apparently
here?
They had this conversation, and he made it known that he did not want to go public yet.
Right.
Then somewhere in the midst of the cameras, lights, cameras, action, he changed his mind.
He said, "Boom! I'm gonna hit him with this." No, Khalil, you don't get to do that.
Not by yourself.
Not without a conversation first with the other party that's involved. So
Ida looked like
she did not care for that at all.
No,
she's like, no, and we didn't discuss it. He was like, surprise.
Surprised that I didn't want.
The joke's on you, Khalil, because she was not feeling it.
She was not, and that would have been. I'm curious to be a fly on the wall when that conversation.
Afterwards, right? The after conversation.
Yeah,
he tried it. He tried it. So now you mentioned Ron.
I did mention Ron.
Ron has not been the most honest person.
You so nice.
I'm trying to gather him like Tab did.
Girl, that was a Tabitha moment right there. That was it. You did that.
We want to be, honest. We want to have some integrity.
Yeah.
Because he went at Amber like, we were on several dates. He went from several to many dates to one. Well, maybe one date.
And we heard about that one date, which really wasn't a date.
It was.
He was just there.
He was there. He told Amber about the venue. I think that's what it sounded is like. Okay, I know this spot, and he happened to be there. And
is that a date?
I
don't even know that's.
It wasn't a date. That Amber was like, it wasn't a date.
No,
wasn't going to date. So that was Ron, and
Ron was messy.
And the cast members did say everything that was messy. Ron was kind of at the center of it, coming back, telling stuff that happened in the man cave situation. And
so what if you see all this in this one common person? How can you? What is the unspoken about that? What is that saying about who Ron is? And I see that maybe Ron has some brokenness himself, that he has to keep mess going.
I think Ron isn't very confident and sure of who he is.
But he tries to talk it.
It's a facade.
It is.
It is a facade.
It is.
When you're very confident in who you are and your core values, your beliefs, what you have going on, you don't have to lie.
I mean, like straight lie in front of the person that you lied about.
Just completely made up something.
completely
that
to make
wasn't
him
true.
feel good, and then how he tried to diminish other people's connections and stuff like that,
and how he tried to diminish Alexis and her value and her worth.
Right.
It is a direct indicator that he's insecure,
absolutely,
and not sure of who he is.
Yeah,
because even other people who were voted off and said you're not ready to love, they bowed out gracefully.
Yeah, well, said, except David, but he's a whole nother.
David's another.
That's Tonight Show.
Yeah, that's Tonight Show.
But yeah, you're right. Ron was very catty and like, you're not gonna hurt me before I hurt you, or I'm gonna hurt you worse than you hurt me.
Right? It's like, is this high school?
Not even elementary.
I don't. Either way, it wasn't a very mature
not
way
for
to handle things, right? And even Tommy said, yeah, I've never heard a woman spoken to the way you spoke to this woman on this show. In all my years of, on all of the episodes, we've never had
it hasn't.
a woman spoken to like this, like you spoke to her.
Right. And did you like that apology he gave? Was that an apology?
It wasn't an apology. He explained. He tried to explain.
He did try to justify that.
And justify what he said. And he said that's not what he meant, or he didn't mean it that way. I take
ownership for my part of the situation.
He never said, I'm so sorry if that was hurtful.
Yes.
Or I'm sorry how that came across. I was trying to say this, but I understand how hurtful that could have been. He didn't say anything like that.
None of that.
And so that's also a red flag when a person isn't willing or able to take ownership for their part in it. You definitely want to pay close attention. Pay close attention to those things.
And don't ignore those type of signs. You're right. Those signs are red as our lipstick for
lips popping.
Right. Those signs are there for you to gather information and be able to make a good decision for yourself. And he showed us who he was. And Auntie Maya says, if they show you, believe them.
Believe them.
Yes.
Absolutely. So that was Ron. Moving on. Who next?
Chrysanthemum and Stacy. Their friendship.
Yes.
Yes. That's a relationship too that they formed. Like, they became friends very fast on the show,
really,
and even friends now after the show. But a lot of the guys were saying that they could not talk to one without the other one being there. So my take is, when you're too much into your friendship that you're not allowing your dating life to mature, that you're not going out and doing what you need to do?
Yeah. And this is a dating show.
It's a dating show.
So of course people form bonds.
Absolutely.
But let's stick to the business at hand.
Right.
And they mentioned in one of their lives, everybody else had friends, but what we saw, I don't know if they cut these parts out, but what we saw was during the ball, the gala, the masquerade ball, when men were approaching them, it was both of them together.
One was by themselves with a man, then the next thing you know, the other one's right there.
Right.
Or dictating, okay, if you're going to go talk to my friend, you need to do this.
Right. Or you want me or you want her.
Right.
Or, who's it going to be type of, and that can be off-putting. That can be a little bit intimidating if I'm trying to speak to one person individually.
And you coming
but then they're sharing this space.
So know what you're putting out there. What are you communicating with your actions when you're in this dating situation? It'll be different if it was another event or whatever, but this is a dating show.
It's a dating show.
And this mixer, this masquerade ball, is for you to mingle and see other people all together in one setting.
Right.
So if you're just hanging out with your girl, you're going to leave with your girlfriend.
Right. And I mean, I've heard this in social situations from guys before, that it can be intimidating when they're trying to talk or approach one
and to have
female,
a group of females
and it's a group of females, like all eyes on me, and they're like, what is he gonna say? What are you gonna do?
Right.
You better step correct to my girl, or it is a lot of pressure and a lot of heat.
Right.
So let's keep that in mind too, to make it, make ourselves accessible.
Right.
Make ourselves
Absolutely.
accessible in that situation to say, okay, girl, well, I'm going to step over here.
Yeah, or y'all go ahead. I'm going to go get something to drink.
And it's like, hi, so you see him approaching, meet him halfway.
Right.
And say, okay, y'all, we're going to step over here and talk.
Right.
So it's not such an audience and he doesn't feel uncomfortable, because I've heard from men that it is like we're putting ourselves out there already, taking a risk that we might get shot down. And then you got bodyguards. You got an audience. So I'm going to get shot down and there's an audience of me getting shot down.
Be embarrassed.
It's like, no, I'll pass.
Now, I would like a guy, if he saw me, he wanted to speak with me and I was with my girls, that he would come to me and ask, can I speak to you over here? I think that would be nice. So we both meeting each other.
Right.
But don't have your girlfriends like a wolf pack.
Like the peanut gallery. Woo!
Yeah. If you know he's coming or he looks like he's in your direction, he actually starts talking to you and want to get to know you, then you step aside with him.
You can if you see him approaching you.
Absolutely.
And you've made eye contact, you know, all of the body language, like, hey, I keep catching his eye or he keeps catching my eye. And then you see him walking towards you and he's giving you eye contact. You can kind of get up from your stool,
right,
or position yourself or turn yourself in his direction.
Absolutely.
So the peanut, because we know how we are with our girls. Woo, girl!
Yes,
and we're laughing and we're having a good time.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be off-putting.
It can.
I don't want to have an audience if I'm going to get shot down, right?
Right.
So just take that into consideration. So we're not saying that you can't have friends.
No, not at all.
We're not saying that you can't go out with your friends and meet somebody while being out with your friends. But try to take some of the pressure off.
Don't have the bodyguards, the wolf pack.
Right.
Just don't do that.
Get along gang. The peanut gallery.
Yeah.
Chiming in and making little comments and stuff like that.
Right. And even I would say, before we move on, Stacey's comparison, I liked how she says it's double standard. But one thing that she might have missed is the gentleman's lounge was just the guys. Kind of coming together and sharing.
Right.
Whereas the masquerade ball was everybody.
It was a social situation.
It was.
And then in those social situations, you didn't see like guys clicked up together,
right,
just kind of hanging out with each other.
Yep.
They were mingling, talking to different people. So it was a difference.
It was a difference.
And I think there were some male friendships that were formed. However, when it was a social situation where all of the people, all of the couples, individuals came together, they did a good job of mingling. And I think that was the difference between what Stacey and Chrysanthemum had going on.
In comparison to the other women?
In comparison to the other women, and also in comparison to the other guys. Yeah. But it sounds like they have a great friendship.
It does.
We're happy for them for that.
Absolutely. And they're both dating, so it worked out.
It worked out for them.
It worked out.
But we just wanted to kind of take a look at the difference.
Yes.
The difference. So enjoy your dating. However, keep these things in mind.
Yeah.
So moving on to
the love triangle.
With
AJ,
Alexis,
and Miss Kyra.
Oh my goodness!
It is still continuing. Like more tea was spilled. I mean, okay, so I'm still in the same position. Miss Kyra, it's okay for her to have her position of, I'm not going to jump into anything without knowing for sure. Okay, I'm cool with that. But when you make that decision, also know that the guy, in this case AJ, has to make a decision too. And he chose not to stay and wait on you to make another decision.
Right.
So I'm not mad that he went out with Alexis. I think it would have been nice if he would have communicated that with Kyra, but he was not obligated to communicate that with Kyra.
No, he wasn't. He definitely wasn't obligated. And I mean, AJ was hurt.
You can tell he was hurt.
He was hurt.
I don't think he's still hurting based on the reunion show. Like,
yeah,
he felt that.
He felt that. I mean, he wrote a whole song for her. I mean, the place
and I ain't
was
no
decorated.
musician, but that didn't come over 2 minutes, did it?
I doubt it.
Right.
I doubt it. And so he wrote a whole song for her. He was very consistent.
He was.
During the process, and especially towards the end, about what he wanted
and
I can
who
see
he wanted Kyra
he
over
wanted
Alexis.
He wanted Kyra over.
Yeah.
That was clear that
Yeah.
he wanted her over Alexis. And so I think that stung. I think that stung quite a bit. Was he still interested in her? Probably. It sounded like he was. They were dating, I guess, communicating.
Yeah.
She said that she went out of town and she was intentional about connecting with him.
But
and
even
keeping
with that
communication.
For what
So-
reason? Like, did you talk about what she said, we continue dating after this experience, but did you say we're dating to see if we're going to move forward to something exclusive? Did you have that conversation?
It doesn't sound like that was a conversation that was had.
Because in that case, then AJ would have said to Alexis, I can't take you out romantically because Kyra and I are working towards something. It doesn't seem like Kyra was clear about that. I think she did a lot of assuming. And AJ was like, I'm not going to wait for you to make a decision. And Alexis slid in them DMs. Now, I'm going to say to my sister Alexis, sis, I'm only going by what I saw on the screen, okay? So it could be something totally different from what they showed on the screen. But it looked like you were too desperate to find someone. You was not selective. You kind of went through, and I don't know if you had a clear picture, like, if I can't find nobody here, I gotta find somebody. So if this don't work, I'm gonna jump on this.
So I don't know if I would use desperate.
You don't think?
I wouldn't say desperate, but I would say choose you. Choose yourself.
Okay, I can see that.
So choose yourself. Choose your core values, your core interests. Let that be your guide. Don't veer from that.
I think she veered from that when she was dating Ron.
She veered from that when she was dating Ron. And then after that didn't pan out,
Right.
It was like, okay, well, who else could potentially be a fit?
And I guess going back with Ron was upfront with her that he wasn't a spiritual guy. And I think she wanted to be okay with him not, even though that was one of her core values.
That was something that was important to her.
Right.
Prayer and spiritual foundation,
Yeah.
at least,
Yeah.
or spiritual
Yeah.
beliefs. And so, ladies, choose those over anything. Whatever your core values are, whatever your core beliefs, your core interests, those things that you feel like are going to be a good fit for you.
Right.
Don't settle. Don't
I think that's
waver.
what it was, the settling.
I think she settled, and because he initially said that she was his number one.
Right.
And just because he said that, it's like, you still need to figure out, is this going to be a good fit for me?
And it's always nice to be chosen. And I think we, as Christians, we recite the verse all the time, he who finds a wife.
Yeah.
But the wife that he finds, she got some say in this too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because then it's our responsibility as women to say, yeah, he's choosing me, but what does he bring?
Right.
And where is he leading me? If we're going to stay in that same vein of, Christian principles and morals and values, okay, he who finds, but it's also talking about what about his leadership qualities?
Exactly. And Ron did not.
No, not when you're not honest.
Right. So I don't even know if AJ and her had those conversations. They didn't really show that. But it seemed like once Ron was over, then AJ kind of moved up.
Right. Because I guess he was the next best thing. And I think they did have some chemistry. They kissed and she was like...
And he said he was interested.
He said he was interested.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, he always knows how to calm me down. She did.
Okay, let's go there. Why do we need that, sis? We need to be able to calm ourselves down. We need to be able to approach it without so much rah, rah, rah. Like, take a step back, take a breath, take a beat.
Let me take a beat. Let me take a woosah moment and let me analyze what I'm feeling right now before I respond.
Yes.
And, think before you speak.
Because I think that would have been appropriate if she would have pulled Amber aside and say, look, this is what Ron told me. Can you give me... She did it in a crowded place. And so, we... that might not have been the right place to do it. I'm just saying. So.
No, not... And it's, I think a lot of times, not... It's what you say, but it's also how you say it.
Yeah,
it's how you say it. So the takeaway from that whole
triangle,
love triangle,
yeah.
And I think kind of goes back to what we were saying about Kyra as well.
Yes.
That know what your core values are, your core interests are.
Absolutely.
And kind of stick to those when you're dating, right?
And don't settle.
Don't bend.
No,
don't bend.
Yeah.
If this is something that guides you in your everyday life, if this is something that guides you with regard to making choices and decisions in business and in other areas of your life, in dating it should too.
Right. Absolutely.
And don't veer from that.
Don't do it.
It's always going to be that thing that keeps you steady and grounded. So that's that takeaway.
Yep.
So, Bernicia and Joelle.
We didn't get much, but we got a lot.
Well, there's been some previews.
that don't look good for them. And I was really hoping for them because I thought they were really cute.
I'm shocked. So, it's going to be interesting to see what comes up.
Uh-huh.
Did we... Jason and
Liz, nope, they're coming up tonight too. They touched on that, but we already know that they're still together because they've just been doing some videos.
They have been doing some stuff too. So, but we can't wait to see that. We can't wait to see that. Who else did we hear from? What was his name? He was a shy guy.
Oh, Christian.
Oh,
pumpkin. And I'm saying that because that's how he perceived. Like he wasn't like. Secure with himself. He just wasn't.
He's a little shy.
He is. And I don't mind shy, but be shy and assertive. And he was very shy and timid.
He was very shy and timid.
Which is going to make, in my opinion, a woman try to step in the man's position.
It can.
And that ain't right.
It can open space for a woman to take over and run over top of him if he's not careful.
Yeah.
But he said that they had been conversing and talking and back and forth, and she was like, "Yeah, we've been in communication." And Tommy said, "Well, when are you going to ask her out?
Like, have y'all
went out on a date?
We just been talking."
And he's like, when are you going to ask her out? And he kind of put him on the spot to go ahead and ask him out.
I wonder if he didn't put him on the spot, how long would it have taken, bruh?
I don't know.
Christian.
So, the unspoken. You've got the person is responding to your text messages and your calls, and you've been conversing back and forth.
Yes.
Go ahead and shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot, bro.
Shoot your shot.
Be LeBron.
Yeah.
Be Steph.
Listen, just do it, right?
Yeah.
And say, hey, it'd be nice if we could go out to dinner. I think I wanted, would you like to go out to dinner or something?
But I do like how she didn't do it.
No, she shouldn't.
No, she
she
said, no, I'm going to wait on this.
She's already saying, I'm open.
I'm having this conversation with you.
I'm having conversations with you.
Yes.
I am responding to your phone calls.
Absolutely.
I'm answering your phone calls.
Yes.
I am, answering your text messages, calling you back if I missed your call. She's open. So guys,
she's saying you can shoot your shot and it's going to go in.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Like, I'm open.
Yeah.
So
this is going to be interesting tonight.
I can't wait.
Woo!
I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
But just know that be clear about who you are, what you want in your relationship before you start dating. Write those things down. Flesh those things out. Talk to a friend about them. Is this being realistic or is this being superficial? Talk it all the way through. So when you're in a situation where you're among other guys or relationships and you are looking, you have some core things that you want to discuss with somebody. So
absolutely. So always stay focused on those things. They are your foundation. They're not gonna lead you astray.
No.
If you have good friends around you, if friends, get feedback from them, what are some things that I need to be working on?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Or what do you see from your perspective? So these are things that are going to be helpful in your dating, in your communicating. We hope that this has been beneficial to you.
Absolutely. Comment below. Let us know what's going on.
Like, subscribe, share. Hit the bell to alert you when we're going to come on, because we love this. We're having fun.
And we got so much, I just cannot wait to share.
Right. We got some new things that are coming up. So stay tuned. Some things for people who are dating and looking.
Yes.
And we're excited. So stay tuned.
Until next time.
Bye.